Welcome to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. In this segment, things get a little deep as we talk about the picture behind James's desk. Hope you enjoy. Okay, what happened? Tell me everything. How did this unfold?
All right, so 3 minutes ago, I was like, holy shit, James, what the fuck?
What? You know I'm not your mom,
so
right?
it's probably gonna fall because I couldn't find a big enough nail and I didn't have time to really make sure I had found a stud. So that may just be in drywall right there.
So what did you use? Like some of that
Standard, the putty, right? You're gonna see it slowly just like and then go. Oh.
I don't know what to say. I feel like you know, I feel a little guilty that I influenced you to hang up your picture. Let's go back in time for the explanation of why we're even talking about something hanging on the wall behind James. James moved into his winter office, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago?
No, more like a month, I think.
About a month ago.
Got cold.
Okay. And we talk on Zoom so I can see where he's sitting. I can see what's behind him. And there's been this pretty large, it looks like a framed print leaning against the wall behind his door for the entire time until today.
Yes.
And I would say I hassled James about it. I'm like, you should hang up your picture. And then we had this goofy interaction around he's got a blackboard that that he shoved behind him in his chair. Fortunately, we didn't have any video on that episode, but it was very funny. And now today I get on the Zoom with James and the picture is hung.
Yes, the picture it's huge. So at any moment it could fall because I did it 3 minutes before our Zoom call. So I think this big heavy thing is literally hanging by drywall, which anybody who understands the dynamics of nails and drywall, it can come down at any minute and it'll crash. It'll be a crash.
Do you think it'll take out part of the wall?
I think there's going to be a chunk.
Yeah. So it needs some repair.
Because it's probably that drywall's probably been there a long time too, so it's probably like really dried out.
And yeah.
So not that drywall isn't dried out and crumbly already, but
by definition, yeah. So the thing that interests me about this scenario is that I don't consider myself an influencer, and yet I seem to have influenced James.
Yes.
But then
I'll say absolutely. I will give two absolute thumbs up to that one.
So part of me feels a sense of like, I don't know if it's
well, do you feel the power dynamic in the friendship has shifted?
Yeah, in the GU clubhouse.
Are you more of the alpha?
No, I actually feel like you've got the upper hand now because you did something that I wasn't expecting you to do. Even though I was hassling you, I was just kidding around. And now you did it. And yet, so part of me is going, well, you half-assed it, and it could fall down. But the other
that's metaphor for many broad aspects of life.
That's my entire MO. I half-ass everything. It's so astonishing to me because I consider myself, somebody who cares about details. I mean, that's my job, right? But I tend to just half-ass the shit out of every day, even without meaning to. Maybe I'm being too judgy on myself. Anyway, so there's part of me is like, you half-assed it, could come down. Part of me is like, I'm not an influencer. I feel this, and I was telling James about this as soon as we got on the Zoom, and I was like, feel guilty that something I said made you do something that you probably didn't want to do.
Guilt. Yeah, yeah. And I mentioned that this is latent Catholic guilt
Latent Catholic
coming
guilt.
forward, and the funny thing is you kind of Martha Stewarted me.
Did I?
Yeah, because it was like, no, 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 no. You cannot have this as part of the accoutrement of your office space,
You're
right?
right.
You're people are going to see this. It looks like you don't have the will to hang a goddamn picture for
You're right. You're right. Yeah,
for
that
fuck's
was, I
sake,
didn't know.
So
Martha.
this is what I heard is, Buchanan, get on it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're over there, Martha stewarding away.
Right. I was
And
saying, you're right. I forgot about that part. I was saying, if you're on the Zoom with a new client and they see 2 weeks in a row that you haven't hung your picture up, they might wonder if you're going to finish their book.
Well, the flip of that is now that they see it hung, right? And they may be like, he's so like self-absorbed with his office decor.
I
I
don't
really
think
wonder if he's going to be able to focus and finish this book.
I don't think people
And
are
I've
ever.
Martha Stewarded you too. I mean, this goes back and forth, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
So
I
there was your aggressively white appearance during one.
then I hung up a picture, but it's just up there with tax and it's not framed.
Yeah. So you got to add some weight to that, and we can have a little experiment whose picture falls first.
Yeah, we can have an image off or something. An
Yeah,
image off, image
dry
off.
wall
Yeah.
image off.
Anyway, I just thought that was I thought you Okay.
Absolutely.
So something quite small like the background of my fellow gifted underachiever James's um office has turned into something that created in me emotions of guilt, not anxiety, but just a tad bit of worry about the wall, and also a sense that James now has the upper hand in our dynamic
Ooh.
because I'm not sure where this is coming from, but I think it's because when somebody does something I ask them to do, uh, I feel like they made a mistake and it was because of me.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, so in me it provoked a little oppositional rebellion because for a few weeks I made sure to point out that it had not yet hung.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was doing we were having fun with that, right?
Yeah,
Lots
I thought we
lots
were
of
too.
giggles, lots of wiggly giggles.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting though that it brings up this inner angstiness,
Yeah. I'm gonna
right?
say I feel
And
quite
that's
heavy-hearted.
serious. That's you're not just joking around there, it feels like.
I feel a little bit heavy-hearted and confused.
Heavy-hearted and confused. Wow. Well, I would say my wall is not your emotional pain. And if the hammer were still in this room,
Yeah.
I would prove it by tearing the wall down. Yeah,
Oh,
that's how far I'm willing to go.
woo! That's tough
Yeah,
love.
that's
That
big.
is,
That's
yeah.
big. Yeah, that's a move.
I love that. That's really
So,
great because I realize too that I think it's a symptom of other emotional issues I'm having. My
yes,
feelings about your picture hanging. It's such a minor thing, but it alerts me to the idea that, I mean, if I was going to do my Wim Hof breathing right now, I'd probably last about 3 seconds because I'm
really.
weakened. I'm internally weakened
Wow.
by my own life.
Wow. 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 So, yeah, so we all know in relationships, the small things usually signal bigger things, right?
Yeah,
But that it's not always that it's directed outward. It can be more directed inward,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so like you saw this picture behind me that wasn't hanging, and there's an instant of like, well, what if somebody sees this 2 times in a row? This is messiness.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
this is the sign of a messy life,
I
right?
felt free to judge
And
you
then
because I was joking.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
and we're good friends, so
yeah,
that's completely fine. But
yeah,
signs of a messy life, right? It's a symbol,
yeah.
and you're feeling my life is really messy right now.
Oh my God, you figured me out.
So there's a little bit of a trigger there to
Yeah,
sort of say, James, let's get rid of some messiness that I'm seeing once a week.
yeah.
Let's hang that picture. maybe that's, deep in my mind instead of, feeling like, Pat's right. I mean, that's why I hung it, is Pat's right. It's got to hang. That's what it's there for.
I'm not
It's got a
comfortable with
wire on
being
the back
right.
and everything. But maybe there is more of a subconscious, I am helping smooth and ease Pat's angst,
Mm,
the messy life.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm even more confused now. So, okay. Well, I'm glad we sorted that out. And I don't know what the utility is except to say that there will be clues in your own feelings about things that don't normally matter or that are
Mhm.
in somebody else's environment that have no impact on you at all. Realistically, that can tell you how you're feeling
Yeah.
about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen to that.
Okay. Thanks for listening to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. Update on the picture. James's region had a 3.9 earthquake on the Richter scale, and guess what? The picture still hangs on the wall. So half-assing stuff is not always a bad idea. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Hop on over to our Substack at giftedunderachievers.substack.com and leave a note in the comments. Until next time.